Hello and welcome to the 2025 Gala Honoree Interview Series. We're here with Amy Benford.
Hello.
Hello. Amy is the recipient of the Impact Award at the upcoming Resilience Through Reinvention Gala. We're so excited to honor you.
I'm so excited to be honored.
Great. Let's get into a little bit of a conversation. We're here at the gorgeous Colgate-Palmolive building. Tell us about your current role here.
So currently at the Colgate-Palmolive, I lead all of our national and omni advertising. So what that means is everything from creative through to media to social, PR, all of the channels, all of the things.
Quite the modern approach to it. I love it.
Yeah.
Where does this role fit into your career trajectory?
I would say it's probably a culmination of all of the jobs I've ever had. I've always gone deep in what I do. I've always done pretty much the same thing, just a different realm of it. And so this essentially takes all of those elements together.
So super stretch.
Or super together.
Or super together.
Depends on how you look at it.
I like it. So maybe you named it before, but probably didn't. So we didn't talk any jobs. But like, what's been your favorite career stop and why?
I mean, if it wasn't Colgate-Palmolive, of course.
Check.
I'd probably say it was working in entertainment for quite a while. I worked at HBO for quite a few years in some programs, shows that I'm sure people know and love. But working through some of those, I think, was probably some of my favorite pastimes.
Fun. That's got to be a wonderful place to work.
It was. Yeah. It was. I'm honestly, all of the jobs I've ever had, I've truly loved. They're like my eras, right?
The Amy eras.
Yes,
something
I guess it's the way to look at
as those climbing up the career ladder. Yeah. Let's bat out of order a little bit since we're talking about career. Any career nuggets for people who are maybe earlier in their journey than you, where what should they keep their eyes open for? Not roles, but like ideas.
I mean, for me, it's people. You'll hear me talk about that. It's always the people that you work with. You think about the projects you've worked on or the great work you've established in life, and it goes back to me for who was in the trenches with me at that time. So I would say collect your people. If you're starting out in the industry, who are those best friends that you'll be with even when you're much further down in your career later on?
Love it. Find them early. Do you think we should panda Diana right now? Let's panda Diana right now.
And then you find them and you keep them for as long as you can.
Exactly.
Yeah.
See, we keep it kind of loose here at the 212 NYC interview series.
Absolutely.
All right. So it's a dynamic industry you work in. What do you do to kind of keep on the vanguard of innovation and, strategic vision? How do you kind of keep sharp?
Yeah, I don't stay inside. I think that's probably my number one is who are you talking to outside? Who's in your network? Who are your friends? Again, going back to people. Where are you learning from? And it's really having relationships and communicating with others across the industry, understanding what others are doing and how they're thinking about things. And it helps you to develop your own perspective on how you think about things.
Fantastic. Community is a big thesis of what underlies the volunteer groups and the people who attend our events at 212. So I'm glad this is core to you as well. And speaking of our events, we're going to talk about the gala, where it's upcoming.
The gala.
You're getting the Impact Award, for measurable, meaningful impact, both on business and cultural outcomes and all of these things. Where does this award kind of tie to your core values or unique strengths?
I mean, I think if you ask someone what motivates them in their career, there's always a top. There's usually what's your KPI, what's your goal, and for me, it's always impact. It's always been impact and money, but also impact. I would say more than anything, because if you feel good about the work that you're doing, it comes through in the work. It comes through in your teammates and the environment that you're creating from a cultural perspective. All of that comes back to say we're doing something here. I come from a family of a ton of doctors who I joke all the time, they're out there saving lives. And what are we doing? But if you don't feel like you're truly having an impact on the industry and you're changing the behaviors of people, I mean, I see in my daughters how they engage in media across YouTube and Instagram. We were just talking about what our daughters do behind the scenes. And I mean, we're having an impact on all of that. And so I think as we drive that forward, we truly are having making a meaningful difference in the world.
Yeah, I think to some degree, I think being in the business for a long time, you may have heard this joke. I know I've used it. We're not saving lives here, right? But it kind of is interesting if you think about it. Have you been to any of these galas, not like ours, but like the Partnership with Children Gala or the Yanni Gala or the YMCA Gala? There's actually all this
A lot of good.
A lot of good and
Yeah.
funding coming off the churn and the turnover of our industry. So I kind of feel like we don't give ourselves exactly enough credit.
Well, I think also a lot of us have grown up in the industry and we're now in positions, many of us, even not just myself, but others who are even more senior than I am, I would say, who have the ability to develop really the governance and logistics of how things operate today, making critical decisions for how the industry will progress in the future and what will be the norm, I would say, as we go on.
Love it. Back to sort of your evolution to here.
Oh, back to me.
Here, back
Yeah.
to you. You are the honoree after
Oh,
all.
thank you. Thank you.
Was there an aha moment somewhere early in the journey where you thought, this is the right industry for me? I've found something that's right for me. It speaks to me. I feel good about like leaning all the way in.
Yeah, I mean, I would say really in the beginning of my career, I learned very quickly that I liked what I did. I had a lot of friends in other careers, and you would see them go home at night and complain about what they were doing. And I mean, we can all always complain about something, I'm sure. But I think at the end of the day, I mean, I really liked what I did. I was, one of those people who was making sure all my emails were done at night. And it wasn't just so I could check a box. It was also because I truly liked the work that we were creating. And so I think ultimately when you walk down a street, and it's very easy to do in New York City, and you see all the advertisements, you see everything come to life, it's so tangible. And you watch others look and observe, I think you very quickly realize that not just are you having an impact, but you enjoy what it is that you're doing.
A wonderful place you found yourself in. I love it.
Yeah, I'm very lucky in that sense.
Yeah. You mentioned community a couple times.
Yeah.
Your community, the community that takes care of you. I mentioned our community earlier. Shout out to all the 212 members and participants and everyone who comes to events, whether it's social or educational. Is there anything our community should know about you and your community that we haven't covered? Like, don't reveal, don't tell on yourself, but give us something.
Oh my goodness.
Give us something interesting.
I don't know what I would say. I mean, I think ultimately in general, so much is just the bridges and the relationships that you create in this industry. And so for me, I would say, you talk about collecting people. I still talk to and about people that I worked with when I first started in the industry, and I would hope that they're doing the same thing for me. I mean, we keep in touch. And so I just, from an industry perspective, I would say just ensuring that you're continuing to have those friendships, those relationships, and communicating.
Perfect. Well, I hope they're talking about you in the comments to this video and we get it posted. Let's get up that engagement
We'll
score.
see. Oh, and I love attention. Clearly, yes. Yeah. No.
We're about done. Let's end light. It's been pretty light the whole way, nothing super serious. I remember pretty fondly that my Nana Libby would have me wash my hands with the green Colgate Palmolive soap.
Yeah.
Just soap. I didn't know any better at the time. I wasn't like into the fancy brands. What's your favorite Colgate Palmolive product?
Oh my goodness.
Can you pick one? Is that possible?
I mean, to be honest, it's really hard. There's a lot. But I would probably say our Hello brands. They're very close to my heart. They're in their infancy right now, but they're one of those, it's really a whole line of products that when you just tell a consumer, you show a consumer, they go and buy. And not just go and buy, but then they go and share it. And we see it take off so significantly. It's happened really fast overnight. And I promise it's not just our bright, shiny new object. They're great products. And my kids love them. My husband loves them. So I would say they're great for everyone. And they play a big role in where we are today as a company. And I would say for our future as well.
Fantastic. Let's flash the Hello site when we build this video.
Yes,
and
please.
Let's showcase to everyone exactly what Amy's talking about.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for spending some time with us here today.
Thank you. This wasn't too hard.
It was easy.
Thank you
Thanks,
so
everybody.
much.
See you soon.